Combining DeFi with NFTs is not a new concept, but the team at Blockchain Cuties are actually taking it so much further and so much more in depth, and we're going to talk all about their new BCUG governance token sale that's coming to Polkastarter here very soon. Are you ready? So friends, thanks again for joining me. So today we're talking all about the Blockchain Cuties universe. This is a crypto-based game that has been around for actually quite some time, and they've really stepped up their game here with some of these latest additions, in particular with their new governance token they're launching, the BCUG token. So today we're going to kind of talk all about that, what it means, why it's actually pretty interesting, and how in-depth this game really is already, and they're going to add some more really cool features to it using this token too, including actual governance, being able to earn it while you play, and all other kinds of things. So we're going to jump into all of that, but before we do, if you're not already a part of my community of stashers, you don't need a mustache to join, but you just need to love learning about NFTs and blockchain with the community, and you can sign up below in my Telegram link right there. That's where we do it. So let's go take a look a little bit at Blockchain Cuties and what they're doing here with this BCUG token, because DeFi plus NFTs, it's like I said, it's not a new thing. It's been around. But mostly in a pretty simplistic form. It's in the form of like, oh, yield farming tokens, or maybe you use them for certain purposes. But in general, what they're doing here with this combination of DeFi, NFT, but in conjunction with their game, is actually pretty interesting, and it brings to light obviously some of the issues we've seen in liquidity with NFTs, right? And so they've kind of solved that with what they're doing here with the BCUG token. So let's go take a look at the Blockchain Cuties universe and a little bit more about what they have coming up here very soon. All right, so here we are at the Blockchain Cuties website. And so I want to just kind of talk a little bit about what they actually are, so you guys get an idea if you've never heard or seen Blockchain Cuties. So in general, this is a game that has been around since 2018, and it's kind of like an RPG strategy type of game. But one of the cool things about this, and the reason I really wanted to feature it today, in addition to the team sponsoring the video, is the fact that they are a cross-chain game. This game works and has assets and elements on Ethereum, EOS, Neo, Matic, and Tron. I mean, this is kind of a first of its kind for a game like this to be able to be played and used across all of these different blockchains. And this is something I've actually talked about when it comes to transparency and interoperability of games like this, to be able to not only play on different different blockchains, but to be transparent about exactly how all these things work and how the environment all works together. And Blockchain Cuties, the website, actually does a really great job of describing all of those things. So in general, they are ERC 720 collectibles, but they do have different different kind of properties depending on what blockchain they are. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. But essentially each cutie is an NFT. You can breed them, right? They have a bunch of different stats for breeding, so you can kind of think of like crypto kitties a little bit, but combined with game and a lot more aspects. So not only do the stats that you have when you breed these kitties, they have things like what blockchain they're on, right? Because they can all be on specific blockchains. There's species, levels, there's generation. They have like attack and defense and stats for like actual gameplay, and different elements. So there's a lot of depth there when it comes to just the NFT cuties themselves, with all the different statistics there. And so you can kind of do the breeding thing, but you can also battle them, right? So they have some simple battle games right now that are kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons style, like D20 roll, and depending on the statistics of your cuties, they're either going to win or lose in those battles. And that's kind of the functionalities for battling and using your statistics they have right now. But with the addition of this new BCUG token, BCUG stands for Blockchain Cuties Universe Governance Token. It's going to really expand on the offerings that they have here. And so we'll just take a quick scroll on the website here. You can kind of see, that they've been around for a long time. They've developed this universe, and they have a really, a really in-depth, well thought out ecosystem here. This is not just a fly-by-night type of thing. They've actually done a really good job on kind of like giving you so many different elements to create with, craft with, and to get engaged in the community, and they're giving you even more with this new token. So all the good things. There's true ownership, diversity. There's so many. They are very active with the community. There's a lot of transparency there. Like I said, they have different species. There's different. It shows the kind of the different cutie types, and community-driven development, which is actually pretty cool too. They listen to the community. They want more, people to be actively involved, which is why this BCUG token is going to be part of the governance of the game itself. Holding this token will help you, in addition to the NFTs you hold, that also help to unlock the voting rights to the new features and new things that are going to go on the platform. And we're going to dive a little bit more into that here in a second. But yeah, multi-blockchain gameplay. As you can see, this kind of cyclic type of gameplay between all these blockchains: EOS, Neo, Ethereum, and Tron, and now also Matic or /Polygon. They've changed their name recently, but still the Matic token, right? And it's great. You can play it everywhere: desktop, on your laptop, iPads, phones, all the things. So it's easy, to be able to just pick it up. It's casual. It's not super, intense where you're like, oh my god, I got to study for hours. To be able to actually play the game, you can really just play it and start doing it. So that's a little bit about cuties in general. But let's go look at one of these guys. This is cutie number 1. This is the very first cutie ever created, right? So you can see, it's cute. How could you resist these little guys, right? Cute little buggers. So it kind of tells you all the traits that these things have. So you can see Generation 0, Swift, Hefty, and it kind of gives you an idea what those cooldowns like. So if you're familiar with blockchain, assets like CryptoKitties, kind of similar in that respect, right? But they level up, they earn experience, and they have attack, defense, and then they have a bunch of other stats too. So evasion and luck and drop chances, increase the loot drop. So there's a lot more going on behind the scenes here than just breeding and the stats and what are they going to look like, right? And then you can see that they can get powers, that you can load them up with equipment and items. You can see how many adventures they've been on, how many they've won, lost, items gained. I mean, there's so much here when it comes down to the data for your cutie in just what they have right now. But they're expanding this a little bit more, right? So the game that they have right now is very basic, right? It is a very basic thing. The breeding thing works really well, but they want to expand this world into what they're calling Wars of Cutie Land, right? So it's going to kind of be a little bit like Clash of Clans style game where you build, you can create alliances, you have armies, you conquer, and all the cuties play a part in that, and they got a bunch of cool stuff that are coming with that. But let's go look at the basics of this BCUG token, right? Because they're actually launching this token on Polkastarter here pretty soon on March 15th. So if you hadn't already, the only bad thing is that if you're watching this video now or watching it later, the whitelist to get in on this Polkastarter IDO it's already closed, unfortunately. But just so you guys know that they are launching then, and so the token will be out there, so you'll be able to grab it other ways after it's out there and launched. Looking at decentralized methods to be able to grab something like this. But you can see this is one of their upcoming pools they have here in just a couple of days. But let's go take a look, like I said, a little closer at that BCUG token, because this is the pinnacle of everything they're going to be doing here in the future. And I felt like this graphic here actually did a really good job of like showing how much utility they are giving to this token. So as the token itself, right, you'll hold this token, and it gives you some governance rights, but it also, you also have to understand that it allows you to provide liquidity, and then it all has utility within the actual game itself. So you can stake BCUG, and you can get these things called hero tokens for a lottery, and you can earn it in game by doing trades or by winning it. And then it also gives you, like I said, DAO access. Now just having the token doesn't give you full voting rights, but having certain NFTs in conjunction with the token, the token essentially helps you weight in how much your voting rights is. But you do have to have kind of like the access to it. So, but you can also provide liquidity with this BCUG token and do farming, right? And then when they introduce the land elements, you also be able to use it for that and for buying land and stuff like that. So there's so many things, and you can see this kind of goes round and round and round. Token holders are always, getting a little piece of this, but they've done a really good job of incorporating every element of their game in with these DeFi slash NFT aspects that we've seen here with yield farming and some of the other farms out there in recent times. So I thought that was a pretty good, it's a pretty good, really quick visual demonstration of how this token kind of works in the universe. And so we can dive a little bit more into this. We're talking about use cases here. So like I said, beyond what we talked about, there's going to be tournaments and like governance and trading and and the wearables. There's wearables and consumables that also use these things, and you can get BCUG. So much utility for this token in general, and everything they're doing here in the future is going to be kind of based on that. And they're I think the real big evolution is the Wars of Cutie Land. And that's really where you're going to see a lot of this coming into play, because it's going to expand things, right? So that BCUG token is coming and it's launching on Polkastarter, but it has a really low supply, so only 10 million supply. And that was something I was a little actually surprised about, for how active and how much use case this token has. You would think that it would be more like 100 million or 1 billion supply for something nice for this game. So the token itself is not a very high supply token. I think they've done a good job of like estimating and understanding their audience, how it's going to be used, and not over supplying the token there to just kind of cash grab. And so here's a little bit more of the tokenomics. Basically the way they look at it is that we talked about that 10 million. 58% of that is going to be distributed through community stuff, gameplay, farming, liquidity mining, governance rewards, token swapping, things like that. So a big part there, right? And you can kind of see a little bit more about farming and things here as well, because these do play a part. And we talked about the hero token, right? So you can earn BCUG by trading items and cuties and things, and burning resources, and crafting. You can crafting is there too. So lots of options. So if there's something maybe you're not really like interested in doing yield farming, right? Or you just want to trade, you too can still earn BCUG tokens by doing so. So that's pretty cool. They give you options there. So anyways, with that farming these token distributions, you get hero, which gets you into the raffle, and then you get PPOW, which is used for like political power in this upcoming games and things that they're going to be crafting. So once again, governance, and not just governance in the game too. So it's fun. And it tells you a little bit more about the liquidity farming here and the type of pools that they're going to have as well. Which, like I said, if you're into farming and liquidity, then this is definitely something you want to check out. But I really do think that the utility that they're bringing with this token into the game is really the strong point. So with Wars of Cutie Land that are coming here, there's going to be new types of cuties, right? So they're going to have like governors, they're going to have scouts, and a couple other ones there too, and so these are all going to have specific roles in there, and a lot of them have roles like generals too, where they're very specific for what's going on there, and part of the governance, right? And so you see here a little bit more about governance. The Senate is like the high level, right? When we talked about, so you have to essentially upgrade your governor cutie elevate them to the Senate level. And then, it's gamified through this BCUG token plus NFTs. And so that's what I'm saying. So when you have, these things in conjunction with yourselves, you have a high level Senate NFT cutie, and you have BCUG tokens, then you can help participate, or you can participate in the governance, right? This decentralized autonomous organization. If you don't know what DAO is, I've been saying it, and just like you guys know, but DAO stands for a decentralized autonomous organization. So I think that's a really interesting concept that they have here for this token in particular. And like I said, once they launch this new game, it really expands with consumables, wearables. You have resources, ingredients, you're crafting, you're enchanting, you're upgrading your governors, and you're upgrading your scouts, and you're upgrading your generals. To be able to create, like I said, it's kind of this Clash of Clans style game where you can trade, and you can dominate somebody with your army, and you can make a pacts with them, and so there's a lot of mechanics that are coming to this. And for a game that has already done so much with being cross-chain, more than any game I've ever seen and reviewed here, I think that there's something here for everybody. There's so much depth that, you know, even if you were a fan of just Neo or you're a fan of only Tron, you know, you can come here and play that. Maybe you want to be on the Tron faction, right, in Wars of Cutie Land. So you could go and say, I love Tron, I'm going to go and I'm going to be the biggest, you know, and we're going to crush Tron faction, you know. So I think that there's something for everybody in this game, and that is one of the reasons why I really, you know, it was kind of, like I said, not surprised, but just the depth. I just did not know that there was so much depth that they were bringing to this game with this token. You know, I had seen blockchain Cuties, like I said, they've been around for a while. So with this expansion, with the BCUG token that they're launching here on Polkastarter, definitely excited for what they are bringing to the table, and you know, hope to try out the Wars of Cutie Land as soon as they get it launched out here. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this you know, review of blockchain Cuties. If you didn't know what they were about, and what they have coming up, and how this BCUG token is really going to play a huge part in the future for everything blockchain Cutie. That's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that crypto, friends.